first of all, thank you for these 6 p.m. starts. Absolutely love.
Amen. My God, that was great.
The 6 p.m. start. Garrett Crochet going for the Red Sox last night. Scoreless first inning. Then Anthony Volpe at the plate in the second for the Yankees.
2 strikes to Volpe. That ball is hit very hard to right field. And that's the guy that the Yankees want to see in October. He was critical last year, and Anthony Volpe exit stage right. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 1-0.
You play the role of Garrett Crochet, John. Garrett, what happened on that pitch to Volpe?
I threw the ball as hard as I could. He happened to hit it. It was almost past him when he swung. It was a fastball high and away. And in that stadium, all you have to do is reach out and touch it, and it disappears over the right field wall. If you look at the replay, the ball was almost by him when he hit it, and he had enough to get it out. That was a fly ball to right field at Fenway Park.
There you go. So it would be 1-0 until the 7th inning. Eventually, the Sox starter last night, Max Fried, would leave the game, and all analysis of this game kept coming back to the same thing. If you can get to the bullpens, that's when the Red Sox would have the edge. And sure enough, 7th inning.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2.
Excuse me, this was a familiar sight in the 4th. Yeah, we should probably touch on this. It's not like the Sox didn't have their chances early on. They did have a couple. This was in the 4th inning with Jarren Duran with runners in scoring position.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2. He got him! And he pumps his fist, a sweeper up at the eyes of Duran, and a big punch-out for Max Fried, his 5th.
Yes, leaving runners on base,
Okay.
something the Red Sox have been pretty good at this season.
Well, Duran was probably the worst hitter to have up in that situation. He was 0 for his career against Fried and has been terrible against lefties all season long.
Yes.
And there he is with 2 runners in scoring position and a chance to put his team ahead.
It also gives you a really nice...
did I mention he struck out on a pitch over his head? Sorry, I left that part out.
He's like Kid. He likes the high ones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lefty. He just got to, that's when he hits. It's when he hits down in the order.
But this also gives you a nice sample and a nice memory from last night from that wonderful audio quality.
And that'll get them to their feet, 3-2. He got him!
I'm
that
sure
non-sellout crowd at Yankee Stadium. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I did.
the upper decks were maybe 2/3 full.
I thought
in a lot of places.
If you listen to WFAN, all they talk about is the Yankees. Like, it's all they talk about. Yet they don't sell out games. I might want to rethink my talking about the Yankees all the time during the regular season. If they can't even sell out a playoff game, I'm going to question the interest still being there. I know that people like to fret about them, but I don't know if that's I mean, like, even during football season before the playoffs, like, it's a pretty consistent talking point. And you know my feelings on that. Like, there's too much baseball. Even people, the managers would tell you, you're overanalyzing things. The playoffs are a different story, but, I mean, they can't sell out a game. Not great.
No.
Not only the upper deck, Hardy, the lower deck, everything. There was empty seats, empty rows. There's empty seats all over the place.
There's talk about the Yankees, like the Red Sox at times, have priced out their fans. I mean, the seats close to the field that you saw empty, amazingly expensive, apparently.
Yeah.
Eye-poppingly, like, oh, my God, really expensive.
Yeah, you might want to rethink that,
Yeah.
or rethink letting people outside of the Connecticut to New Jersey and New York buy tickets.
That's the other part of it. If they didn't put those restrictions on selling those tickets, I bet you it would have been sold out.
You would think you'd have to go to the secondary market, and then you can buy tickets from wherever you are. But, like, if they didn't even make it to the secondary market, I don't know if the game was technically sold out and just a bunch of people didn't bother going. But
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
More expensive for those tickets.
I don't know. But, I mean, Peter Abraham mentioned it. I saw it myself. There's
No, I saw it too.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let's go to top 7. Still 1-0 Yankees. Fried pitches into the 7th, but then Weaver comes in.
Well, hold on. Before we get to Weaver, the decision to pull Max Fried, who had a shutout in the 7th inning, it was about the pitch count again. Fried was up over 100 pitches. He hadn't thrown, I think, more than 110 or 111 all season. And so, in a playoff situation, Aaron Boone decides to stick with the pitch clock or the pitch chart. Nope, he's reached his limit. He can't go any further. Keep in mind, Max Fried in 2021 pitched the clinching game of a World Series. He's been in this situation before.
Well,
and they took him out.
Aaron Boone
with a
is
shutout.
Aaron Boone is seeing a few games too, John.
They pressured him pretty good in the 4th, 5th, 6th. Had a couple base runners each inning. I felt like he kind of cruised through the first few, and obviously he ends up pitching great. But I felt like he had to work pretty hard, and I was going to have the 6 be at the end. But once we finished with the double play. I wanted him to go out and get Duran, and then felt like we were lined up.
All of that is true. It took him. He got the side in order the previous inning, but Narvaez worked him for a 9 or 10 pitch at bat. It took him 20 pitches to get through that inning. But knowing that your bullpen is your weakness, and you have a guy with playoff experience out there, not mowing him down, but keeping the Red Sox at arm's length, I think you leave him in.
I think you leave him in that inning.
Yeah.
I don't think 100 pitches is some magical number. That's what you got to think about. That, okay, we usually keep him to 100 pitches, but then think about it rationally. If he goes another hitter and he gets up to even say it's a 10-pitch at bat, and then he gets about to 112 pitches, if you pull it, like, that's his arm's not going to fall off because he threw 10 more pitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have like some leeway with him. Just keep him in.
Just look what Alex Cora did. Same situation. Crochet had thrown, the two of them are very similar as far as pitch limit all season. But Cora took one route, Boone took the other, and that was the difference in the game.
Weaver comes in, he walks it on Rafaela, and then Soigard gets to the plate.
Sogard instead sends one up the middle. Rafaela will head to third. Sogard aggressively going into second, and he is safe. Second time that we've seen Nick Sogard take an extra base.
I couldn't believe when I looked up and I saw him standing at second. I'm like,
that's on the Yankees too.
How did he get to second base on that?
Because the Yankees are a horribly run franchise, and that's another situation. I don't know how he got in second either.
Well, Judge, don't forget, was out. I think it was with elbow problems. And that's something that is stuck with him. Now, in right field at Yankee Stadium, you can get away with it because it's really tiny. But at the same time, that's in the scouting report for the Red Sox. Test this guy's arm. Now, Judge was slow to the ball. That's one thing. Yeah. But Sogard knew, okay, I got a guy with a pop gun for an arm in right. I'm going to try it.
No, Sogard going to second won the game for him.
Yes.
So that's like the biggest play of the game. But I'm just saying that I don't know how you let that happen if you're the Yankees. That's something that doesn't happen, 99.9% of times in a game like that. The guy's not going to stretch it to second. I mean, it's the playoffs. You can't lollygag that ball. You gotta get it in. But what are you going to do?
Well, you're going to allow Yoshida to get the 2 RBI single, and the Red Sox go up 3-1. Garrett Crochet still in the game, and he's kicking and dealing.
Crochet's 117th pitch. That's called strike 3.
All right, so that's the 8th inning. So he goes 7 2/3 last night.
117 pitches, career high, and pitch 117 was 100 miles an hour.
Fantastic.
Fastest pitch of the night.
Well, there's no reason to pitch him the entire game. You've got Chapman ready for the 9th, but maybe you leave him in there for one more out. No, Chapman comes in, and he gets the 3rd out in the 8th inning. Fantastic. But then it has to wait a while before he goes back out for the 9th.
Chapman swinging on a little slicing drive into right field. That's a base hit. And that brings up the captain, and you're hoping for a big moment. Aaron Judge, batting champion, power against power.
And Judge hits one hard up the middle. The Yankees in the bottom of the 9th have 2 men on and nobody out. Cody Bellinger coming up. And this is unfamiliar territory now for Chapman.
And a slicing drive. Left center field. It will get down. Cody has to hold it third. The bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody out. Here come the Yankees.
Bases loaded. Nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the Tigers did? when in a similar situation, nice little safety squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they won the game against Cleveland.
Yep.
On a safety squeeze, they won the game. Because they said, no one's scoring any runs. We're not going to screw around. Perfect bunt down the first baseline. Scores the game-winning run. Now, I understand that you're not going to do that with nobody out.
You have Giancarlo Stanton was the next hitter.
No, I know.
Right.
You're not going to do it with nobody out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, time to manufacture a run. When Stanton gets out, I would look at that Tiger game. I'm not kidding, because you can't. If he hits into a double play, the inning's over. You safety squeeze that mother effer. You tie that game up.
I like it. But instead, Stanton strikes out. Chisholm flies out to right.
Chisholm makes the safety squeeze.
Yeah.
He has 4 sacrifices in his career.
You know how many times the Tigers had done that this year? That was the second time, all season.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's the playoffs. It's a 2-1 game. Get the tying run. You don't do it with Stanton up. Hopefully he hits a grand slam.
Yeah.
But Jazz Chisholm, who can't hit, he can't hit. You know that.
No, this year was a very poor year for him.
So
And at this point, if you're watching Chapman, he comes out cold, but now he's starting to get lathered up again. And you see the sweat beating off of him. It's like, oh, and the velocity's going up. He comes out to start that 9th inning. He's throwing 94, 95. Now the velocity is increasing. By the time Grisham gets up, well, it kind of felt like a foregone conclusion.
He got him, and the Red Sox rally from behind and take game 1 of this wild card 3-1.
How about Aroldis Chapman? Bases loaded, no outs, strikeout, weak fly ball to right, and strikeout again, and then the patented pose to put the Red Sox up 1-0.
The difference between Boone and Cora is the biggest story of the morning. Cora, and we saw this during the playoffs, and I had forgotten this is the way he managed because the Red Sox haven't been in the playoffs for a while. He doesn't care about tomorrow. He does not care. He's like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to win this game. I'll deal with tomorrow. Garrett Crochet, 117 pitches. I never thought he was going to push him that far. He's never had to. And then you extend Chapman that extra out. He's only done that once this season. This is what he does during the playoffs. He extends pitchers. He puts them into uncomfortable situations and will deal with the fallout the following morning. I love that about him. Boone played it safe, and he lost.
All right, we'll continue.
I'm sorry. You don't safety squeeze there. It's 3-1.
Alex Cora, questions for him post-game last night. First of all, with Garrett Whitlock available last night, why go to Aroldis Chapman with 1 out left in the 8th as opposed to going to your normal setup guy for the closer?
They got some good left-handed hitters on the bench. Rice was there, and it's not that I don't trust Whit against him. I trust Chappie against the righties. That's something we talk about in preparation today before the game. Like, our lefties are really good. Wilson and Chapman and Matz. If there's a chance that we can just keep the righties in the lineup and take our chances, we're going to do it.
Oh. Okay. There was one other reason. Garrett Crochet spoke with his skipper, I guess, before the game, and maybe gave him some extra confidence.
It started yesterday. We were joking around that for some reason our front office was in the bullpen checking something over there. He was in the dugout with me, and I told him we should call the bullpen. And he's like, tomorrow you're going to make 1 call to the bullpen. Say maybe 2. He's like, no, 1. It's going to be straight to Chappie. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. And that's how it worked out.
Boom. You're only going to need 1, just the closer.
Now, why did you guys have a problem with the 4-out save?
He hadn't done it before.
He had done it once this season.
He just hadn't done it before. But again, Alex Cora does this kind of stuff. He doesn't care what you do during the regular season. If I need you for 4 outs or I need you for 5 outs, let's just do it. And I bet you if they get in that situation again, Chapman comes back out there.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of the thing, is that I was surprised that you guys had that much of a problem with it, because that's not unusual in the postseason.
No, it isn't. But you know this as well as anyone. Pitchers are creatures of habit. And Chapman usually comes in for a clean inning to start the 9th, and he's been really, really good at it all season. and this kind of takes him out of his comfort zone. But it didn't. It didn't. He got out of it, and the Sox won. So it doesn't matter this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say. It's like, well, it worked. What's the problem? Did it work? Because Chapman came back out there ice cold and loaded up the bases with nobody out. I mean, that's not an ideal situation. You can't say the plan worked perfectly.
No, the plan didn't work perfectly, but, I think he would do it again, too.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it'll be a 4-out save again, but, I mean, all those pitches he threw last night won't preclude him from pitching again this evening.
No. He can pitch forever. But
he's fine.
I think if Whitlock comes in that situation, and even though the way it's all lining up, and he likes Chapman against the one batter that he faced in the 8th, if Whitlock just comes in and gets that guy out, Chapman comes out warm, ready to throw, and those guys are seeing 98, 99 on those first pitches as opposed to 94 and 95, and nobody gets on, and they just go down 1, 2, 3.
But the idea is you need one out. You have a guy that's been unhittable, so you get the one out. Like Whitlock they use if going into the 8th inning, Whitlock starts the 8th inning. But I think if you just need one out, I would have done the same thing.
And the other part of it is, you heard Cora say it there, Ben Rice had 26 home runs this year. Hits left-handed. Now, I don't think he's faced, I was looking at this earlier, he hasn't faced Whitlock in his career. But you have a left-handed hitter with 26 home runs in a one-run game at that point and a short porch and right. So I think that's what Cora was thinking of when you put Chapman out there to face Caballero. Instead of they would have pinch hit Rice for Caballero there, and then you have that threat.
And Fred, you're right. You need one out in the 8th, but I don't go to Chapman because I need him for 3 outs in the 9th. I need him 1, 2, 3 in the 9th. I want no chance of this game even becoming a one-run game. And you say, well, what's the problem? He just goes back out there. Well, you saw the problem. You saw the exact situation unfold last night. Not something he does. He's done it once this year, and once he's warm and he goes in, and then he has to sit, come back out. It's like starting all over again. He's warming up for those first 3 batters that get on base. Bases loaded, nobody out. You want to do that again? I wouldn't do that again.
No, I don't want to do that again.
No, I would not do that again. No. I think last night proves why you don't do that again.
I bet you he'd do it again. I bet you anything you do it again.
We just got through discussing this. Cora does not care. He does not care about tomorrow. He only cares about tonight. And I wouldn't do it personally, but you're right. Cora tends to extend things in all sorts of directions. I mean, you remember during the playoffs in 21, he had starting pitchers throw an inning on their off day in the playoffs. I don't care if you pitched 2 days ago. Today would have been your throwing day. You're good to pitch the 5th inning tonight. He didn't care. He'll pitch whoever, whatever, for however long.
Right. Yeah.
So you're probably right. I agree with Hardy. I wouldn't want him to do it again, but you're right. You're probably correct. Cora would do it.
Donovan, go ahead.
Hey, John. Why do you think that he came out of the pen throwing 96? Do you think it's because he didn't have enough time to warm up? Because as soon as I saw that first fastball, I'm thinking, oh, crap. He does not look good. He's not throwing 100. And then, like Hardy said earlier, all of a sudden he gets through letting up those 3 hits, and he's hitting 102. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here?
There might be something to that. It's almost as if Chapman wasn't ready when he got in. You're right. The velocity was down from where it normally was, and it just seemed like, okay, bases loaded, time to lock in. Then it was 101, 102. Yeah, you're right.
And I thought it was weird that the play-by-play guy was like, he usually comes out and he's beating sweat and he's all and he's dripping sweat, and then when you look at him, he's dry as a bone and his velocity is down. I just don't think he was really ready to go out there.
I think it's great. I think it's
wait. The first ball he threw in the bottom of the 9th was 98. Then he threw 2 sliders. Then against Judge hit was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Bellinger hit a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
No, I saw that. No, my point is when he comes out in the bottom of the eighth, he's throwing 96.
96, 95, 95, 97.
Oh, in the bottom of the eighth.
Bottom of the eighth.
100. In the
Oh,
bottom of the
yeah,
eighth,
but
yeah.
that can't have anything to do with him coming in the bottom of the eighth. I mean, I don't
know if he had enough to.
Well, if he didn't have enough time to warm up, that's on Cora for not giving him enough time to warm up. That's not because he came in the bottom of the eighth.
No, that wasn't the caller's point. The caller's point was maybe he didn't have enough time to warm up. That was the caller's point.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe he didn't have enough time to warm up.
But yeah, the velocity was significantly off when he got out there at first.
Okay,
it was a little strange.
But you guys were saying, but then he got roughed up in the bottom of the ninth, but he was throwing hard in the bottom of the ninth.
Yes, he was. He was
to go
throwing
back
hard.
and I didn't think.
Well, no, I'm looking. It's 98. And then 2 sliders, then a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, then a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, then 100, 100, 101.
Yeah, he threw 6 straight 4-seam fastballs when he first came in out of the pen, and his velocity was 96, 95, 95.
I mean, then no. I mean, he can pitch it 4-inning save. I mean, he was fine in the 9th inning. He just got hit. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. No, he was fine. He was throwing hard. His velocity wasn't down. That was the whole point. If his velocity is where it was, what do you want out of him? I mean, they singled off of him.
For all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.